This is Valley News Live at noon.
We have a few developing stories for you this afternoon. Police in Moorhead and Dilworth are still searching for the person involved in a police chase that shut down several blocks earlier this morning. Police say they tried to pull a car over around 2 a.m., but the driver took off. The driver ditched a car after a short chase, prompting police to shut down several city blocks. Police say the car was stolen. They weren't able to find the driver and the roads are back open now. Stick with Valley News Live for the latest on this developing story. Well, Fargo police are still looking for two men involved in a shooting in downtown yesterday afternoon. Police say they responded to a dispute among two men and two women, where one of the men pulled a gun and shot a woman in the leg. It happened on Broadway near the Bismarck Bar. The woman is recovering from the gunshot wound. Now, police are looking for two black men, one about 6'3" with a thin build. The other is shorter and has dreadlocks with gold tips. If you have any information, call Fargo Police or text a tip with keyword Fargo PD to 847-411. Well, it's the first week of October, but it doesn't feel like it. Let's check in with Summer Snellbach for more on what we can expect today. Summer, I thought it was just hot in the studio.
That's right. We're still, wearing the sleeveless dresses, at least the women are. It's still quite warm, but Mother Nature doesn't get the hint. Looking like fall, definitely, as it has been for several weeks, but temperatures in the 60s and 70s already for our lunchtime hour. 68 in Fargo and Bemidji, 69 Devils Lake, 72 in Grand Forks and Fergus Falls. Check out Jamestown, 77 degrees, and it's only noon, but all of us seeing lots of sunshine across the region. We had been dealing with some wildfire smoke over the weekend, and here's the latest air quality index. We're in the moderate category, meaning the health impacts, the side effects are going to be very few and far between, and we will be seeing improving conditions through the day. We have a southerly breeze, albeit very light, that helps keep the smoke up north. But temperatures warming up into the mid and upper 70s today in Fargo. Sunshine sticking around, and very similar trend in Grand Forks as well, mid to some upper 70s. Looking like a beautiful day, but Brian, we do have some rain to talk about in the forecast. I'll have all those details in just a few minutes.
We'll stay tuned to find out when. Thanks, Summer. Well, police are still investigating a fire call that forced an apartment building to evacuate overnight. Around 11:15 last night, firefighters rushed to the 600 block of 21st Street South in Fargo. Crews went into the unit and found a mattress on fire, but there was no one around. Firefighters stayed on the scene for over 3 hours. After the fire was put out, everyone else in the building was allowed back in. There's no word on what caused that fire or why no one was in the unit when authorities arrived. Well, Johnson & Johnson is seeking approval from the FDA for a booster dose for its COVID-19 vaccine. The New York Times reporting that the drug maker plans to ask for authorization from the FDA this week. Johnson & Johnson declined to provide a comment on the report this morning. However, the company did reiterate that it has already provided data to the FDA that it says shows an increase in effectiveness for its vaccine following a booster shot. According to the article, the FDA already has a meeting on the books for October 15th to discuss an emergency use authorization for J&J booster doses. Progress is being made on making the North Dakota state capitol in Bismarck more accessible. State leaders have approved constructing new bathrooms and making other renovations to better accommodate wheelchairs. Over the next year, a meeting room will be made into 3 larger family rooms, which will be wheelchair accessible. There will also be wider doors installed for some meeting rooms. Contractors will be hired in the coming months, and construction will start shortly thereafter. Oil is beginning to show up on the beaches of California following a spill at the Ely platform in the Pacific Ocean. Last night, the owner of the pipeline said the line is no longer leaking into the ocean. Crews are out on the beach this afternoon to begin the cleanup process. The U.S. Supreme Court returns to the bench in person today. The majority Republican, largely Catholic judicial body will hear a number of controversial arguments this session, including a case to overturn the 1973 Roe v. Wade decision. Well, COVID-19 continues to be a pain in the rear, this time for babies. 1 in 3 American families is experiencing a diaper shortage. That's according to a 2020 report from the National Diaper Bank Network, but experts say that number likely increased during the coronavirus pandemic, which continues to disrupt the global supply chain. That caused manufacturers to increase their prices, putting a strain on families struggling to get by and causing a diaper depletion at stores nationwide. A section of First Avenue North and Fargo's Industrial Park is shutting down today for some underground utility work. Make sure to watch for roadblocks between 16th and 20th Streets. They'll be up for about 2 weeks. Well, WeFest has announced their 2022 lineup, and it's filled with talented country artists we all know and love. There will be headliners like Jason Aldean, Miranda Lambert, and Luke Bryan, to name a few. Some more exciting news: the general admission area has been expanded, which brings fans closer to the stage. Tickets and camping passes will be available for purchase tomorrow. Well, coming up at noon, we'll hear from a Minnesota hunter with cerebral palsy whose friends are helping him out with his favorite hobby. And this first week of October is a warm one. Summer Snowblock is back with weather to plan your day.